Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Around the Ropes for this Wednesday edition. Obviously, you guys know who I am. Let me throw it to the man who lives not that far away from Montreal, the one and only Jeff the Town. Jeff, what's going on?
I am excited, John. I can't wait to share or to be part of this news that you're about to break.
Guys,
I never in a million years, I'll just be honest with you before you announce it. When I joined you, I never in a million years would have thought this was possible, much less so soon after we kind of started putting our minds together and opening up the creative juices between the two of us. So, John, what happened today?
guys, if you guys know, this has become a rather big project. This started off as a passion project for me. I started this with the hopes of maybe it would become something. And being told for years, you don't have what it takes, you don't know what you're doing, and all that stuff. And one of the things that's always been on in the back of my mind is we've been at this long enough now. The show this November will be 4 years. When are we going to get a sponsor? I'm not talking a wrestling promotion. I'm actually talking about a company, a food company almost. Guys, as of July 9th, I can now announce Kentucky Colonel Hot Sauce is now the sponsor for Around the Ropes. Now, what does this mean exactly? Basically, when you see our logo now, you see this beautiful piece of work that I did.
It's going away.
No. It's not going away. On the bottom, it's now going to say powered, and it's going to have that logo on it. To have this opportunity is incredible. This is an opportunity I never thought.
Don't leave him by.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Well, John, I mean, not to steal your thunder, but I mean, when you and I got going 3 months ago, we talked about
Jeff,
potentially getting a sponsor. Okay, so John just left, so this has got to be interesting. But when John and I joined up about 3 months ago, we talked about getting a sponsor. All right, he's back. There he is. Okay, so what I was saying was when you and I linked up 3 months ago, we had laid out a business plan to form the company, which we are in process of.
Yep.
And we had an idea to get a sponsor within a year. So we figured about a year from April, this past April, we should start targeting sponsors or start going out. And before we even had the chance to do all that, Kentucky Colonel Hot Sauce contacts us and says they're excited to join our family and they want to help us and they want to support us. I mean, if that's not, indication on the effort that John's put forth and the content we're providing and what have you, I don't know what is.
Guys, I've said this before. Jeff and I, neither of us come off as trying to be a journalist, okay? We're not Dave Meltzer. We're not any of those guys. We're not Sean Ross Sapp. When I started the show 4 years ago, my whole premise was it was for the fans, by the fans. And the people who have been there through all the ups and the downs, people like David, who lives in England, people who have even been a part of the show. I am grateful. I am thankful for everybody. Jeff, you're included in that as well.
Thank you.
Because you guys have, and I've said this before, I've been doing this now since August of 2011. I started off doing this when I went to Nassau Community College and started off on the radio. I think I started off on the radio before I started taking any classes. But But this is how much this meant to me. And if you would have told me when I was going through podcasts left and right, and I had a lot of sports ones I was doing, and they were all failing in one way, shape, or form. And you would have told me that the one show that I would have had that would have become something is a show about pro wrestling, I didn't believe it. So when the idea came to when the concept came to me a couple of years ago, I was like, you know what, this is gonna be my last go around. If this doesn't become something, now I saw that we started the show November 21st, 2021. If this show didn't become something, I was going to walk away. I gave the show till the end of 2021, and I was like, if this show doesn't become something, I'm walking away. And fans of the show remember our first show we ever did was the watch along for Survivor Series. Jeff, if you remember the Survivor Series where they were promoting the Rock movie with the egg, that's the one. That was the first one we ever did. That watch along had over 2,000 people watching. Jeez. It was at that moment I said, you know what, we have something here. And
I've been a wrestling fan for almost 40 years, and if you told me even earlier this year that I could be part of this with you and we would be getting paid for it, I tell you, you're out of your gourd, man. You don't know what you're talking about. Because wrestling to me is just this, it's just a passion of mine. It always has been, but I never thought of it as something that could be what it is, what it's become. Honestly,
it's funny because this video, Jeff, is not going to Odyssey. This is going to be
This is just for our listeners.
So I can curse here with what I'm about to say. There is one line that I've heard constantly, and it was, F you, you're wrong, but F you, I'm right. And that has stuck with me. Because for all the people who have said to me, even still now, you don't have what it takes. You don't know what you're doing. You're not a good host. I look at them now and go, and look where I'm standing right now.
Yep.
I am, and I'm going to pull the ego card here for a second. We wrap up here in a few minutes because, again, guys, we have Ashley Stevie coming up here in a few minutes. I'm going to pull the ego card here for 1 second. I am the guy behind all of this. Around the Ropes doesn't become what it's become if I don't put the effort in and the hours in. And even now, I mean, Jeff, I actually want to thank you for the post you put out a couple of days ago in the ATR Nation group. But it's sure, though, I have had a lot of tireless nights where I'm constantly, even now, I'm still constantly messaging people, emailing people. There's times, and if Amanda's watching this, she's gonna shoot me for saying this. There's times when I have to turn around and go, honey, I can't talk to you right now. I gotta take care of something for the show. That's how much the show means to me. And I'm not trying to downgrade what I have with Amanda because it's fantastic. But this is how much I care about this thing and how much I want this thing to become something. I mean, this will be my last thoughts on this. Guys, not only now do we have a sponsor, but in case you missed any of our live shows, any of our interviews, you can now catch them on Apple, on Spotify, Pandora, iHeartRadio. One thing when it comes to this show, Jeff, and you can tell me if I'm wrong here, we don't pull any punches.
No, we've been straightforward since day one.
And the thing is, as far as going after something, there's been so many times I've been told by other people, oh, sponsoring you isn't gonna make sense. But did that make me quit? No, it kept me going. Because for every time I got a no, there was gonna be that one yes. But Jeff, any final thoughts before we wrap this up?
I want to drive home for our fans, whoever might be listening to this video, that Jon is not lying. I've gotten messages from Jon, and he's got messages from me at 3 a.m. I've woken up to 7 messages, excitedly announcing who our guests are going to be, because Jon tells me ahead of time, and I just sit there in bed and I'm like, holy cow, I can't believe this is the week I'm going to have, or this is the month I'm going to have. Like, I get to do this now with somebody I've come to just respect, who loves the business as much as I do, and just views it as, with the passion that I do and that I always have. So I'm excited to be on this journey with you, Jon, and I really appreciate you giving me the opportunity to do it with you.
Absolutely, guys. This last thing I'm gonna say, I'm just gonna wrap this up like this. This is probably the best way I can phrase this. Jeff and I bust our ass every week with what we do. But there's another group of people I have to thank. Jeff, and I think you're going to agree with me on this. The fans.
It's them, yeah.
People like Mike in South Troy. People like your friend Billy. David from the UK. Go down the... Mark is another name. Ryan, former co-host of ours. If it's not for the fan base listening every week, I'll put it this way. David lives in the UK, stays up till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning on Tuesdays to hear our show.
Yeah.
And
look at the comments there, Jon. Just look at what they're saying about. Mike's got a great point, and Mike and I go back and forth, but I want the world to know that Mike and I have nothing but the utmost love for that man. He's like a brother to me, and what he says, when he gives you advice, he means it, and you can always count on to be solid, steady advice. And he's dead on. He's dead on right here. If you just stay ready, you're never going to get ready. So if we were going to wait for a sponsor to come to us, or if we weren't going to go out and go do what we're doing, none of this was going to be possible. Then David chimes in here. Jon, we love you, man. We're all in your corner, and we all get to do this with you. The fans and I get to do this with you. Billy says love you.
Guys,
and she ain't talking to me. She's talking to you, Jon.
I'll put it this way. I appreciate all that. But I'm going to tell you guys this right now. When you have been put into the corner like I have, when you have been told countless amount of times you don't have what it takes, I just say the same comment I said before. F you, you're wrong, but F you, I'm right.
Yep.
And guys, to think where the show started, and David remembers this, to where it's come to now. I put out a post last night on Facebook, Jeff. I don't know if you got a chance to see it, where I put out some of the numbers. And I don't like putting out numbers like that, but when I saw the numbers last night at midnight, because that's when they update it, my mouth hit the floor.
Well, it's become kind of a game between you and I. Who's going to get the update first and who's going to send it to the other one first. And we've been doing this for a couple months together now, and it's just to see the numbers grow. It's just staggering to see them grow the way they are.
I'll put it this way. We went through the last 7 days. We've eclipsed 6,000 views in a 7-day time span. This show, when it first started, we were barely hit 100. And all that stuff.
I know Jeff misses me. It's okay, Jon. I know he does.
Guys, I also have to give some love to Bobby and to Tom as well. We're part of the I-86. Right now, we are, we're going through rebrand and everything, but guys, definitely check us out come the fall, especially when I get to cover about my lovely New York Mets, who are in first place. Just had to throw that in there. But guys, again, I appreciate it all. It means a lot from everybody's support. like I said, to make this announcement, I had to have Jeff on with me. I could not have done this by myself. And I'm just going to say this again one more time. If you did not hear before, definitely go check them out.
KentuckyColonelHotSauce.com. We will be talking more about them as the time. Bobby Hansen, if he doesn't stop, he's going to get banned from the show. I'm telling you right now.
Yes.
All right, pull up the comment. Show everybody what I'm talking about. Bobby, you're on the brink, man. You and Mike from South Troy, you're both going to get banned.
All right, before this turns into a civil war here, guys, we're going to get out of here because we actually have one more interview, which Jeff, by the way, may or may not have an announcement coming out with that one. So we've got to wait and see how that plays out.
Yep.
So, guys,
so stay tuned.
Guys, we are going to be back in a little bit with Ashley Stevie, who is the owner and promoter of Kaiju Pro Wrestling, the phenomenal company up in the Connecticut area. We're going to definitely talk to her. She has a show coming up July 27th. And she very graciously put out the card, Jeff, right before the show. So we'll have something to talk to her about.
I see that. Yeah, I'm excited for this. So, and the fans should be excited for it too. So I can't wait. We're going to log off now. Catch us on in a few minutes with Miss Stevie.
Guys, again, you guys know who we are. We'll see you guys in a little bit.